Okay, I am recording for the S.L.A.A. Audio shares. My name is Glenn, and I am a sexual compulsive love addict. Hello, everybody. Yeah, wow, that was a quick decision on my part to audio record, but I want to thank Kevin for asking me to share. This is my home group meeting. I came to this meeting in October of 2012 after signing divorce papers and having no other choice. I had attempted suicide and I had no other choice but to finally ask for help and try to do something different in my life. I want to welcome the newcomers. You are not alone, which is such a beautiful motto from this fellowship. I lived alone in my head for so many years in my sex and love addiction, in not knowing how to express myself, not knowing how to communicate emotionally. And my program wife last night said to me, I want to challenge you, Glenn, to be vulnerable in your lead tomorrow. And that sent me on a little bit of a journey. Because I feel like I am very honest. I have learned in this program how to be honest. I have learned in this program how to express myself, and I have learned in this program how to receive that kind of comment and sit with it and spin a little bit in my head and then call and actually try to find out what exactly was meant by that. And so I am a performer in many ways, and I have a lot of stories, and I'm a storyteller, and I like to actually entertain. So I have to be mindful that sometimes I get into the extravaganza, and I really want to just be honest. That's, for me, vulnerability is just being open and honest. I just watched this Disney short animated film about these two gay characters on Disney Plus just before this meeting, and it stirred up so many thoughts and memories. I'm gay. And it stirred up so many thoughts and memories about shame and secrets around the S.L.A.A. stuff. I'm a drug addict as well, but prior to my drug addiction was definitely my sex and love addiction. And prior to my sex and love addiction, I want to say, was this idea of secrets and shame. Nobody teaches us about sex and love addiction, or about sex and love. They teach us English, but they don't teach us how to openly communicate. They tell us things like, don't lie, and then they say things like, oh, big boys don't cry. And that's a fucking lie, because I'm sitting there crying, and I'm a big boy. And so I realized how difficult and challenging it was as a child to keep my secrets and my hidden shame away from my outside appearance. This little video brought back so many thoughts and memories about how I tried to keep secrets. And while I was really good at some of them, I was really bad at others. And all of that, I say that because we don't openly talk about our emotions, and in our society, in our world, in expressing how we communicate, I feel like I was always worried, like this statement that was made, Glenn, I challenge you to be vulnerable, spins around in my head, and I'm like, well, when am I not vulnerable? What happened? What's going on? How come she said that? And it doesn't matter how come she said that. The truth is that I'm just going to sit here and represent me, and I'm going to speak as openly and honestly as I can. And I'm going to tell you that that fucked me up. Sorry. Should have edited that. Um, and I know she did not. And here's the most beautiful part. Thank you. Here's the most beautiful part about that statement is that I could receive that from somebody that I have grown to feel safe with and that I love dearly, and I could actually receive it, and I could kind of take a look and wonder what exactly, why she said that. Um, you know, my parents are fantastic. They're still together. They're just parents. I'm reading this other book about, it's called The Universal Christ, and he talks about, actually, when Nancy said, take a moment to reflect on why you are here, I thought to myself, the reason I'm here is to love. That is like my entire purpose. I just am here to love. And prior to S.L.A.A., I thought love was, transactional. I thought that the only way that I could actually love somebody is if I received love, and that's absolutely no longer the case. I actually came to this program with so many misnomers about what it means, sex and love addiction. I have I came with shame, with fear, with anxiety, with not enough in this world, not receiving enough. And through that first step in this program, realizing that I had to actually, I made a decision that I needed to let go of all of my beliefs, all of my understanding, all of the things that built me to be that scared little boy in an adult body, constantly seeking validation and affirmation. I had to let go of that. I had to try something different. It wasn't until I did the third step when I really, so I knew that I had to do something different. I was sad that I had signed divorce papers. I didn't want a divorce, but I didn't have the ability and the language and the resolve within myself to try to work on my relationship. I just said, run, push it all away. You destroyed everything. There you are, filled with shame again. Let it all go. And this program has taught me that I actually get to learn how to be a different person within the same body. I get to actually learn how to love. I get to realize and learn that love is abundant, is endless. This book that I'm reading talks about there's two different things that we're dealing with. We're either dealing with healing or woundedness, and that is part of life, and that is where transformation comes in. When I feel wounded, I want to heal, and I begin to heal immediately, like when I cut myself or whatever. That is just the nature of life. And so I can continue to hurt myself, which I did for 50 years until I actually decided that I needed help. And I realized coming into that little back room over on Cahuenga and I heard other people speaking openly and honestly and being vulnerable, that I am not alone, that I can actually learn to work these steps. And my original idea was to work these steps once a month in order to get done in 1 year and then go back out there and live this other life that was in my head in 2012 and is no longer in my head in 2020. It is a one day at a time. I don't even, I actually don't even think that I could go back to that old person, because my ability to communicate and my ability to express myself and my willingness to be vulnerable and to actually say, that was unsettling, that was uncomfortable. Um, and I love, I have, okay, now I'm getting into my program. I have a sponsor. I have two sponsors, one in chemical addiction, one in S.L.A.A. And I have a smattering of sponsees that I also get to benefit from and just show constant love towards. Like, I don't understand why I grew up in this place of punitive kind of 10 minutes. Thank you. I know that because back then I needed the hard smacks of life to kind of keep me in line. I never got arrested for my behavior, but I probably should have gotten arrested. I probably should have had more. No, that's not true. I'm not going to say that. I received enough devastation from the acting out in S.L.A.A. behaviors to finally get me into recovery, and I'm grateful for that. For the newcomer, it is very confusing. Welcome. All I can say is keep coming back. It is not actually, everybody talks about how this is so difficult. This is the hard. Well, no, the decision is actually the decision that brought you here, that opened your ears, that made you identify with something here, is the decision that you must hold on to and remember. It's the addict that constantly speaks out and tries to get you back into denial and tries to shut down because it feels much more comfortable doing the thing that I know than it is doing the thing that is new. And I'm really like I said earlier, I'm sad about my choices of the past, but I'm also grateful about my choices of the past. I don't know if I'll ever be in another loving relationship like I surrendered because of my addiction, but I do know that I am always in love with the people that I have met today and the program that I work, and I can always share love as a result of this this decision that I no longer want to transact. I no longer want to. It's not a requirement to receive love in order to give love. So just keep coming back. Thanks for letting me share.